Welcome to the Knowledge Formation channel. I, Sheikh Muhammad Sabaudin, a teacher as well as a student of physics. Today I am going to teach element, compound and mixture. And this is part 2 of the video. In part 1 we have already discussed 3 topics: metals and non-metals, pure substance and mixture, element and compound. And the link for which you can see in the description. And today in this part 2 we will discuss symbol, formula and valency, various mixtures and process of separating components of a mixture. So let's start. First of all, we will start with symbol. Now we know the name of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, etc. But how we should denote them? We can use their symbols. Like the symbol for hydrogen is given by its first letter H, and for oxygen O, for carbon C. Similarly, we can see this in this chart that we can use the first letter of each element like nitrogen, boron, sulfur. The first letter represents their symbol. Now we know that there are approximately 92 elements, so we have already used C for carbon. So what symbol we will use for calcium? In this case we will use the first letter C as capital and the second letter as small. So the symbol for calcium will be Ca. Similarly, the other element, cobalt. So we can use Co for cobalt, for helium He, because already H is used for hydrogen. So the second letter is also used in some cases. And now again one comes element like chromium. So in case of chromium, chlorine, which is again starting with the letter C. So in this case the third strategy is we will use the first letter and the third letter as a small letter. So for chlorine we can see we can use Cl for chlorine, the first and third letter. First letter as capital and third letter as small. For chromium Cr, for magnesium Mg. So in this way we can write the symbol of these elements. Now there are some elements whose symbol is given by their Latin name. For example, the Latin name of potassium is Kalium. So the symbol for potassium is given by the first letter of its Latin name, that is K. Similarly for sodium, the Latin name is Natrium. So its symbol is given by the first two letters of its Latin name, Na. Similarly for copper, cuprum, so you can use Cu. For silver, here we are using Ag. So some elements symbol is given by its Latin name, starting letters. Now let's come to formula. Except the atoms of metal and inert gases, atoms of elements cannot stay in free state. It will stay in their molecular state. So molecule can exist in free state. For example, hydrogen, we can't write H only, because hydrogen molecule exists in free state and it consists of two atoms. So the formula for hydrogen molecule will be H2. Similarly for oxygen molecule, there will be two atoms in its molecule, so the formula will be O2. For nitrogen there will be two atoms, so the formula for its molecule is N2. Similarly for phosphorus, we can see there are four atoms to complete its molecule, so the phosphorus formula for phosphorus is P4. Now number of atoms present in a molecule of an element is called atomicity. So in oxygen molecule there are two atoms, so the atomicity of that oxygen molecule is 2. Similarly, the number of atoms for phosphorus molecule is 4, so the atomicity of phosphorus molecule is 4. So this is the definition of atomicity. Now let us write the formula for water, H2O. In water there are two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, so its formula will be written as H2, 2 for 2 hydrogen atoms, and O for oxygen, H2O. Similarly, the formula for carbon dioxide, there are one carbon and 2 oxygen atoms in its formula, so it is written as CO2. Similarly, for carbon monoxide, mono means 1, so it will be CO. Formula for ammonia, we can see that there is one nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atom, so formula for ammonia is NH3. Similarly, we can see that some formula is written in this way, like PCl3, it is phosphorus trichloride. Tri means 3, so 3 chloride is there. Here you can see that di means 2, carbon dioxide, there is 2 oxygen. Tetra means 4, penta means 5. We can see here it is written PCl5. So the formula is, the name is phosphorus pentachloride. Now we can write this formula very easily if we know the valency of the elements. So let us discuss valency first. Here we can see a valency chart is given. The valency of all these elements are 1. So this lies in column 1. The valencies of all these elements is 2. For aluminium, nitrogen, the valency is 3. For carbon, 4. There are more elements, but we will discuss in this class 6 level. We will limit ourselves with these elements only. So after memorizing the valency, if you are told to write the formula for H2O, so how we know that we will write the formula for water as H2O? It can also be H3O, H4O. No, but the correct formula is H2O. How it can be written? We can see from the valency chart that the valency of oxygen is 2 and for hydrogen it is 1. So while writing HO, the valency of 2 is written as subscript with H. So the 2 of O will come with H and the 1 of H will go to O. So it is written as H2O, means there will be interchange. Again, if we write the formula for CH, so CH is methane. So we can see the valency from valency chart that the valency of carbon is 4 and hydrogen is 1. So the 1 of hydrogen will go to carbon and the 4 of carbon will written as subscript under H. So the formula for C and H will become CH4. Now today's next topic is various mixtures. Various mixtures. Now what do you mean by solution? We can see in home, if you dissolve sugar in a glass of water, then it will make sugar solution. So the solution is actually syrup of sugar or sugar solution. And what is solute and solvent? The thing which is dissolved, that is which is added, that is the sugar is said to be solute, and in which substance the thing is added, it is termed as solvent. Here we are adding sugar to water, so water will act as solvent. Similarly, in case of salt solution, if we add salt to a glass of water, then the solution is termed as salt solution. The solute is in this case is salt and the solvent is water. Again, we can see that we can also dissolve a liquid in another liquid. For example, if we dissolve lemon in a glass of water, then the solution will be lime water. And today's last topic is process of separating components of a mixture. Now let us take a glass of muddy water in which there is mud and water dissolved. So if we want to separate mud from water, what we do? We take a conical flask, in it we put a funnel, and in funnel we'll put filter paper. Now when we pour the glass of muddy water in this funnel, then we will see that the mud will accumulate in the filter paper. So we can see here it is called residue, and the water will get filtered into the conical flask, and that water is called filtrate. So the thing which comes down is termed as filtrate, and the thing which settles in the filter paper is called residue, and the whole process is called filtration. So we can see the definition of filtration, filtrate and residue from this part. Now the question is, can we separate salt from its water by the method of filtration? The answer is no. So what is the process? The process is called crystallization, in which we can separate salt from its water. So if we want to separate salt from water, we will take salt water in a bowl and heat it. Then after some time the water will get evaporated, and the remaining substance is called grains of salt, and it is termed as crystals, and the process is called crystallization. So by this process some solids can be separated from their solutions. And the last, if you want to separate the iron dust from a mixture, from any mixture, if you there are so many irons are there, if you want to separate iron, then what is the process? If we bring a magnet in front of the dust, we will see all the irons get attracted towards the magnet, leaving behind the dust. So in this way we can separate iron from its mixture. And the last very important part is the questions. You can see the questions. If you do these questions, then your concept of this chapter will be more clear of this part 2. And thank you. You can subscribe the channel Knowledge Formation so that you can see the video, if next video if it is uploaded, and in comment section you can ask your questions. Thank you.